Welcome everyone. Welcome to Guns and Gear Network. Today we're going to talk a little bit about prepping and some things that I think is a must-have in your kit that can kind of save the day if you need to make some repairs on your equipment or your clothing. By nature of having a kind of a crap hits the fan, or you're not going to have access to run out to your local store to replace certain things like shoes, boots, equipment, all that. So you need to be able to make repairs, and you need to be able to make repairs, pretty quick and easy, and possibly even do them on the fly in the field, so forth. And that could be anything from a hole in a shoe, your boot tore, clothing tore, tears in tarps, tents, tactical gear, that sort of thing. So we're going to talk about a few items that I think are must-haves that you just really need. And some of this is going to make it pretty easy for you. Some of them you may have heard about, some of them you may not. But anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about that. One of the first things we're going to talk about is tear mender. This right here is a 16-ounce bottle, and it's pretty big. And I just picked this up recently at one of my local Tractor Supply stores. And this ran about, I think it was $17, $16.99, like that. And this right here bonds in 3 minutes. It is waterproof, permanent, quick drying, flexible, UV resistant, acid free. For use on clothing, leather, upholstery, home decor, sport, marine, indoor, outdoor use. So it'll do apparel, it'll do, anything really. And what this is pretty much a silicone base, and it's pretty thin. Kind of looks like watered down Elmer's glue, like a school glue. And what you would do if you needed to repair something, like if you had a hem or something that came undone of a pair of pants or whatever, you would put a little, I use my finger a lot on it, and you'll just put it on that spot, fold over the piece, hold it together. You may want to put some on this piece too. Let it set up just a second, put it over, and then let it dry. It's waterproof, it's washable. Also what I did, you can go to Walmart, and I found some of this over in the craft and fabric section. And it's kind of a canvas type material with a plastic backing. And I bought a yard of this stuff, and I cut it in these small pieces, and you can cut it, you can just leave it whole if you wanted, but if you want to go ahead and make some small pieces like this for patches. So if you need to patch something, let's say you had a tarp that had torn, or a tent that had a hole in it, you would use this and like I said, put it on the tent material, put it on the back of this, and then push it together and get it all smooth, and then it'll dry, and then you'll have available where it'll be back serviceable again. Also, this is good for repairing, like I said, hems or torn areas in leather jackets, all kinds of things. So it's really handy to have this. It's pretty much a no if you're not handy at sewing or need something to do something pretty quick, or it's in a hard to sew area like in the middle of a tent. Kind of hard to sew that at times, and that will work. The other thing that I recommend is to keep some shoe goo around. Shoe goo has been around for quite a while, and it's for shoe repair, and it's again a silicone type base, real thick, and it dries clear. If you go look up ghillie suits that the snipers put together, they use shoe goo a lot to construct those, because it is so strong and waterproof and so forth. So this can be used for shoe repair. It can be used for a lot of different things. This takes a little while to dry. So keep that in mind if you would use it. But even if you, let's say, busted a seam out of let's say you had your plate carrier and you had a piece of molly pull loose. This right here, a dab of that, and push it on and hold it and let it dry, it would be there. I mean, this stuff is super strong. It's really hard to pull apart once you use it. So I would keep some shoe goo and some tear mender on hand at all times for fast repairs, for stuff like that. And then, like I said, find you some material like this, similar, that you can make patches out of for repairs. Like I said, I bought a yard of this. It was like $12, I think, for a yard. And this will make a ton of patches to repair things. I like this because it has this canvas back. Matter of fact, I constructed a ghillie suit that I'll talk about one day, and I bought this for that and to be able to use these patches. And I like it because it has this waterproof backing on the back, and it's kind of a pretty tough material. It's kind of a canvasy style material on the front, so pretty durable, and that would make a good patch. If you needed to patch a pair of BDU pants or something like that you got a tear in, this would be able to work. All right, so those 3 items, and then I recommend going to the sewing section. I got this at Walmart, and it is a needle set. Now, what's neat about this needle set is it has all these different size needles. Notice they're pretty big, and this is for making repairs on larger items that you might have that has thicker material. So I keep one of these on hand for making repairs of any type of kit that may have some issues, tactical gear, webbing, that sort of thing. Get you a nice needle set. Like I said, that came from Walmart in the sewing section. Also, I keep a sewing kit. Again, I think I picked this up at Walmart, and then I've added a few things to it. Some safety pins and all that. Get you a few things of thread. This is just standard, nothing fancy. It's just a standard cotton style thread for repairing pants or sewing a button back on. Get you some buttons. I keep all my buttons. Now, if you notice, a lot of these are military style buttons. They're for like BDU pants, and I have smaller ones for like shirt buttons and all that. Get you a bunch of buttons and keep those. And this is fishing string. It's about I think a 6-pound, 8-pound nylon fishing string. I just take this little piece of wood, little wooden dowel, cut it off, and wrapped a bunch of it around. I don't know how much is on here. It's quite a bit. And use that for repairs. If you need something really strong that'll hold up when you're sewing something like this will work. And a lot better than your nylon, your cotton thread. So if you need something at a stress point, something like this would work a lot better, and it's cheap and it's easy to use, and it's dual purpose. You could actually obviously use this for setting up a little fishing rig if you wanted to in a pinch. But get you a basic sewing kit. This right here has all kinds of needles and mini scissors, and it even has some thread back in here on a little cardboard piece that is wrapped around. And then I have a lot of small sewing needles that comes in this kit. This is for standard stuff like sewing on shirt buttons and whatever. Then this little container here, and there's probably, I don't know, probably at least 15 or 20 needles in that one little piece there. But and it has some shirt buttons and whatever in this kit. And then this has some extra stuff, and I just keep it all bound up here with a Ranger band, which is, if you're not familiar with Ranger bands, they are basically pieces of inner tube that you cut and use for holding stuff together like that, or holding stuff onto your webbing or nylon gear, that sort of thing. So, but anyway, guys, if you're going to be prepared for emergencies and all that, you'll need to be able to keep all your gear up and running. You don't want to, nothing more miserable than having a tent with a hole in it and it's leaking and it's pouring down rain and you got water coming in your tent. So this type stuff, if you have it on hand, it's able to make repairs. This tear mender stuff, I can't speak highly enough about that, and shoe goo. Both of them are super handy to have. So anyway, just want to bring you this little tidbit of information I thought I would share with you guys that didn't know about them. And if you don't have this in your kit, go out and buy it. You might have $20, $25 in the whole thing. That's everything you see there. So you might get into $30. I hadn't priced some of this stuff lately as far as these needles. I don't think they're much. They're $4 or $5 maybe for that needle. And then sewing kits, just buy whatever. I mean, you can find, like on eBay, there's military specific sewing kits that the guys would keep in their ditty bag, that you might want to try one of those. If not, just buy you a couple little standard cheap sewing kits at the dollar store or whatever. They'll suffice for something like this. Again, you're just trying to make quick repairs on the fly. If you get a hole in your sock or whatever, you want to be able to repair that, and you've got to keep your gear up and running. The motto is take care of your gear and it'll take care of you, and part of that is keeping it clean and functional. So this stuff will help you be able to accomplish that. All right, guys, so I appreciate your time, and if you have any questions, please post those below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be getting another video out to you here in the near future. I appreciate your time. Have a good day.